All right, cool. Hello again. I'm Tina. I'm with Anna, Heidi, and our brother Dave. And this is the project Help a Brother Out. Finish these lessons. We are at lesson 243. Yeah, 243. And it's
you're doing 242.
242.
Oh, my bad. Lesson 242, and it's
when you say this is help a brother out, I feel like I'm incapable.
No. You should, ask for help and you can receive help.
No, I mean that's how it feels. You know how why people don't like to ask for help because it makes them feel like they're useless.
Oh.
I just got that.
Well, that's not the intention of this. We just want to support our brother.
No, I know. Don't worry. I'm not offended. I'm not defending myself. I promise.
And the lessons have been very helpful for me. So I really just wanted to.
I'm not defending myself.
Okay.
All right, 242.
242, and it's in the section, what is the world? So you want to read this section prior to doing this lesson. And again, it's 242. It's a good one. This day is God's. It is my gift to him. Wow. I will not leave my life alone today. I do not understand the world. And so to try to leave my life alone must be but foolishness. For there is one who knows all that is best for me, and he is glad to make no choices for me but the ones that lead to God. This day I give to him, for I would not delay my coming home. And it is he who knows the way to God. And here's the prayer. And so we give today to you. We come with holy, open minds. We do not ask for anything that we may think we want. Give us what you would have received by us, and you will give us all things that we want and that will help us find the way to you. Lesson 242.
You come with wholly open minds. Such a funny thing, like a little child, when I don't know if you guys all have kids and what, but I know Anna does. Do you have kids?
Yeah, 12 and 4.
12 and 4. So the 4-year-old would be closest to this, that stage where they go through when kids ask you about everything. Why? But why? And they want to know and they want to know and they want to know. It's like literally there's no more open-minded place than that. Like for a child, because they've got nothing. They've got nothing. And it's like the ego starts to kick in around 8 years old, but by the time that happens, they've got your version and other selective versions of what it is that they're making up as their concept of the world, which changes radically from one day to the next, to the next, to the next, where they can't really get a grip on anything. I remember watching my daughter and she'd be like, see me saying something to somebody else, as a conceptual thing from an adult's point of view. And then she would come and ask me about it later quite often, and especially when we were driving to school in the car. And she'd often blurt out, like, how come you said to that lady this or this person that, whatever. And I'd have to try and explain it in a 6-year-old way, 5 or 6-year-old way, where she sort of, could fit it in there with Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and everything else that was going on, because her mind was just open and absorbing so much, even at a place where at that age they really got nothing to do with it because they don't have many references for pain or for suffering. You're going to convert. What is there to heal? You know, they're so in the moment. But when you get to adulthood, to maturity, the idea of coming with a wholly open mind is, it's like it's almost impossible because your mind is nothing more than a framework of interconnected ideas and thoughts that all support each other, drawn from the past and, you know, projected into the future. So having an open mind, you have to really, like, you know, when I say to you guys, read it again and read it deeper and really feel it, it's the same thing. It's like what I think is an open mind, and I sit there listening and I sit there open-minded. It's like, that's not an open mind. An open mind is the mind that has no concept, no past reference, even within the framework of its spiritual ideas about itself. You know, it's like if you think there was a time you ever picked up the course yesterday and did a lesson, or 5 minutes ago and read a lesson, that's not open-minded. You know, you got to let even the spiritual side of things go. It's all got to go. So that a wholly open mind, it's like, all right, I'm blank. I've got nothing. You know? So you're born again. You're brand new in every moment. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that this is about mastering the course and becoming some kind of a course teacher that can quote it and teach from it and whatever. It's not about that at all. It's got nothing to do with that. This is just one of the little modes of transport whereby we bypass all of our preconceived ideas about anything that the world is and enter into a moment of union to be shown. You know, it's really beautiful. But I come with a wholly open mind. That's going to take me a miracle. That's literally going to take a miracle. It's like everything in this book takes a freaking miracle. It's like, Father, I need a miracle for that. I don't know what an open mind is. I can't sit still for like 10 seconds without thinking of about 100 different things. You know, I'm thirsty. Can't forget to call mum. All these these thoughts that just pop in all the time. It's like I don't really have much of that anymore left these days, but I remember the reference. I remember the state of mind I was in when I first came to this workbook and I first picked this up, and everything was just such a clutter of thoughts. An open mind would have been just a beautiful dream, you know? Something that maybe other people had.
Well, I know my mind is not totally open, but I was telling Anna at the beginning, I've been telling everybody, I've done these lessons. This is maybe the 3rd year that I've done them, but I've never done the final lessons. Every day I'm reading, I'm like, I've never done this lesson. And I know I've had resistance to doing these final lessons because I like the early ones where I get to do a whole lot of stuff. Like it's a lot of like undoing is happening. And these I'm always is like, nothing for me to do here except receive. But it's so beautiful now. Like every day I'm like,
right.
This lesson, where was this lesson last year? So,
you're falling into love. There's love's in sort of like getting in touch with it. The ego always loves those early lessons because it gets validation straight away. I see where my mind is conflicted with it, and wow, look at that. Yes, there's an external validation with the course and my thinking, and the course is telling me something. And to the ego, that's validating the external, right? But little does it know, it's a trap because it just leads you further and further on the internal trail. And you can't even really pick up individually where it is that it goes from being an external reference to something happening internal. It just starts to occur. You just hear yourself processing in your own thoughts and going, I didn't even use the book for that. You know, and then it just turns more and more internal. It just goes more and more in, until you don't need the book at all. It's like we at the very start of today's session, you know, just trust that what I've heard and what I've read and what I've studied, it's enough. It's done what needs to be done, and I have to leave Jesus in charge of it. That's it.
Yeah.
All right,
My
who,
gift to him.
Heidi, have you want to do? Who did that one? Just
You have an open mind. Yeah. Like, subscribe, and share.
ding.
Maybe leave a comment. Click the bell.
Ding.
Notifications. I'll let you, girl. That Lotus chick.
Desert flower.